come back. So y'all can save up for a vacation that might take me 5 years to save up for. And then what happens when I get to that 5-year mark and I can no longer do it? Experiences are more important than any of this material. Saving up, retirement funds, just don't care about that right now. I'm sorry, I don't.
Spending this money on their credit cards to go on vacation and they're not paying it off. And at the heart of it, I think it's this I deserve mentality, right? It's I've worked hard, I deserve this.
Welcome to the Common Sense Show. Thank you for finding this video. And to all of you out there who realize that no one's coming to save you, I'm Micah, a 20+ year entrepreneur and business executive, here to just help you to decipher using my experience to go through some of the stuff that's happening that's crazy nowadays. Now, here's the thing. Because I'm not anti-vacation, I'm not the kind of dude that's going to comment telling you to never enjoy your life. However, there are real things happening right now, and especially with people's wallets. And I think that it warrants some sort of realization that you can't just do whatever you want, because money can be a scarce resource depending on who you are. And if you're not obviously part of the 1%, that is definitely a scarce resource for you to a certain degree. It's finite. However, I must say on YouTube that nobody should be going into debt for vacation. However, the surveys that just came out via NerdWallet, they have like this annual summer travel report, showed that something like 1 out of 10 Americans going in debt for vacations in the amount on average of $2,500 a family. That is crazy. And 25% of those people plan to put it on their credit card. Other people plan to use pay-as-you-go services like Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay to try to finance it for travel. But taking cash advances, taking payday loans, whatever the case is, so that you can pay for travel and going into debt on it, it's just a bad idea. Let's take a look at some of the stories that are floating around right now.
I am $13,000 in credit card debt, and I just booked a flight for a vacation. And I have a mix of feelings about it. On one hand,
How can you make money with such a stupid idea?
And how can you not make money with such a brilliant idea?
I feel like the way she's saying this, it doesn't feel like a mix of feelings. It feels like one feeling. And there is no other feeling. I'm going to do it.
incredibly excited because I love solo traveling. I really picked it up in the past couple of years, and I have not solo traveled in 2 years since I've started to get a handle on my finances. But on the other hand, I'm like, was that the most financially responsible decision? And depending on who you ask, the answer is going to be very polarizingly different. We've even sat here talking to this camera, talking about how you should not be paying for flights while you are in debt.
I forget what the line is, but there's a line that says, whatever you say after the word but is crap.
You know, my brother once told me that nothing someone says before the word but really counts.
Not just like a thing, right? I'm not just buying like clothes or jewelry or shoes, whatever. It's like an experience. And obviously only people...
It's like an experience, but not an experience, but not like an experience.
Who enjoy traveling are going to agree with me. Other people are going to be like, you are dumb. But I'm very excited and I am nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous because I am like, I probably shouldn't be putting any money towards traveling. I should be working on paying off my debt, and I am. And I don't have 10 grand saved yet for my mom's African safari trip. And I was just on the phone with her like, should I book the flight? And obviously I couldn't tell her about the African safari trip because that's a surprise for her. But yeah, so this summer I will be traveling for a week to Guatemala. I'm sure I will post many videos.
This lady doesn't care at all, it seems to me, about the rules of saving. She has $13,000 in credit card debt. I think she's probably making some payments towards it and feels good about the fact that she just can make payments towards it. But she also seems like she's just one mind. She's just going to do it because she wants the experience, no matter what else happens in her life. She said that she's going to not travel until she's saved. She's like breaking all her rules. She didn't think she should travel. She's in mixed minds because she's in $13,000 in credit card debt. She simultaneously is saying that she wants to save $10,000, is not going to travel until she saved $10,000, but is still going on a vacation. Does this sound like a person who's serious about going to the next level to you? like with their finances and getting out of debt? I don't think so. I think you have to have a little bit more of self-control. You know, they did a study I just read the other day. They followed something like 1,000 people for like over 40 years across something like 6 countries. It was a very long study, and it was about the people who were the most successful in life. And basically, I'll skip to the end. What they found was the people who had more self-control in life tended to be more successful. So take that for what it's worth.
Listen, I love Disney and Disney World as much as the next person. Some of you don't like that I like it, but I do.
I have been to Disney multiple times, and it is like standing on the surface of the sun if you go in August with kids who are whiny when you have little kids. So take that for what it's worth.
But this survey came out, you guys, 45% of families are going into debt to go to Disney. Now listen, here's the thing. It is not a rite of passage into humanity to go to Disney World. But as parents, that's what we kind of tend to believe. It's like Disney World is like this thing you have to do. Now, is it great and is it fun? Absolutely. But save up and pay cash. Do not go financially backwards to go to Disney World, okay? It is not worth the stress. It is not worth the lack of sleep that you're going to have to be thinking about this bill that you're going to be paying for months and months and months.
I mean, to be fair, Disney is stinking expensive, like absurdly expensive. One ticket to one park for one day is like $100 and something times however many people in your family, not including parking, not including the fact that you can't bring any outside food or beverage into the park. And like, it costs like, you know, $20 for like a hot dog and a drink. Like, it's very expensive. Not to mention you have to travel there. You got to stay at a hotel. Like, you're spending thousands of dollars. For a family of 4, you're probably spending like 10 grand, right? Maybe 7 grand just to go to Disney. So I see why people go in the debt going there. Would I go into debt to go to Disney? No.
Okay, remember we're parked in the ethnic princess section.
Don't worry, this time I'm gonna write down where I parked.
Look! I see land!
Instead, be proactive. Save if you want to go, that's great. Just have a plan and say, hey, we're going to save up X amount per month in order to do this trip. But with vacations, regardless, you guys, the best ones are the ones that don't follow you home in the form of a bill. So save up and pay cash and enjoy Mickey that way.
I like that advice. The advice is actually pretty good. Don't let your vacation follow you home. When you finish your vacation, you want to be finished paying for everything, if at all possible. And now there are some like you can pay for your trips before you go. I'm fine with that. Like, you can like pay for your trips prior to actually leaving, so that by the time, well, I think like maybe 2 to 4 weeks before you leave, the whole trip is paid up. That's great. Oftentimes travel agents allow you to pay for it over time as well. So think about something like that when you're booking a trip, but don't bring the cash home with you, the debt home with you for a vacation that you enjoyed last year. And that trip, by the way, by the time you finish paying for it, if you do have debt, that trip has already worn off. Like, if it's a relaxing vacation, that trip has already worn off by the time you finish paying for it, and you need to go on another trip because you're exhausted from having paid for it previously.
Maybe I have the wrong idea about it. Y'all keep saying debt this, debt that, save this, save that.
I already know where this is going. Debt this, debt that. When a person already dismisses debt and savings, it means that they probably are going to drop the opposite of wisdom.
Hey, do you mind paying for this? I don't have any cash.
Sure, I'll just put it on my credit card. I'm never gonna pay it back anyway. 'Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet.
Credit card debt?
Tomorrow I may buy myself a dining room set or this Boba Fett. Credit card debt, credit card debt, credit card debt.
The whole thing is like, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my personal experience. I just known too many people that didn't even make it to 30, literally. So, like, I'm not saying I shouldn't save for the future. I shouldn't have a retirement plan. I shouldn't put up 401, all this other, that's nice. Great. But the thing is, like, you need to live life now, I feel like, personally. I'm never going to get this time back, but I'm never going to get this year back. So, yeah, I could save up for a vacation that might take me 5 years to save up for. And then what happens when I get to that 5-year mark and I can no longer do it? Things are way more expensive. So that's just out of the question. I have no clue. I just know that if I can make a way to make shit happen, I'm going to make it happen. To me, experiences are more important than any of this material. Saving up, retirement funds. I just don't care about that right now. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, savings, yeah, cool, fine, dandy. But, like, for me personally, I feel like this country is already crazy expensive to live here. So, like, for me, I know y'all saying, like, oh, you need to save up, expenses, bills, emergency funds, all this stuff, 401k, you want to retire, you want to pay down your debt.
I think that part of the reason why she doesn't care is because she's so young. Obviously, the older you get, the more you care about retirement, because you generally speaking want to live something approximating the same life in retirement that you lived before retirement actually happened. You want to make sure that you can actually go on vacations, get your favorite foods, go out to dinners, spend time with your friends, maybe do regional travel, maybe do international travel. If that's what your life will look like reasonably before you retired, you trying to approximate the same quality of life in retirement that you had before you retired. Oftentimes, young people don't think about that. However, I will say something in her favor. She's absolutely right. Experiences are really important. And one of the things that I'm proud of is that my wife and I both have captured a lot of the experiences that we've taken with our kids in photos over the years. It will be memories that I never forget. The week before my grandmother died, when she was in the hospital, she said to me that she would never forget what the rice and beans tasted like in Puerto Rico, because we went to Puerto Rico as a family. Big family trip, right? The whole family went. And I'm glad that we took that trip, because had we not taken that trip, it would not have given her a lasting memory, especially not before she died. And I'm happy that she was thinking about that toward the end of her life. So experiences do matter, but retirement matters as well. You have to have a good balance, and you should not just say, I can just make it up later, I'll just do that. Especially if you're young. You have to be a little bit less myopic than that, especially if you plan on having kids and get into a relationship, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of the things that come with getting a little bit older. Don't let present feelings dictate your future success.
We're not gonna need Social Security. We're gonna be rich.
Yeah, we'll never need government help. Help me, government!
We need our Social Security checks.
Make it rain a modest fixed amount.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar, ching, ching, bling, bling, patent pockets. We make the dollar, dollar, can a damn soul stop it. Here comes the new kid on the block.
Okay, so listen, I don't endorse going into crazy debt for vacation. I do believe you should enjoy yourself. So I have a bit of a playbook for you. Some things that I wrote down that I think that you should think about when budgeting for vacation. Something that might help you out. You might find it useful. I have 6 rules, all right? So I have them written down right here. I'm going to share them with you. Rule number 1, vacation fund or no vacation. Try to put your vacation money away in advance. So for instance, one of the things that my wife and I do is that we plan our vacations like a year in advance. So it gives us plenty of time to think about where we want to go, how much it's going to cost, and to save towards it in a separate fund. Number 2, the 10% rule. So your total annual vacation budget should not exceed 10% of your take home pay. Don't be like the mortgage companies or your landlord who took 30% of your gross as a calculation for how much you could afford for rent, because we all know it's about net money. Yeah, net income coming into the house by like if you're a W-2 employee, like it's important for you to understand that that cash has to go to other bills, right? So take 10% of that after-tax take home, even after, that would include after you've contributed to your 401k or your Roth IRA or 403b, no matter what you're contributing to, just make sure 10% of that goes into a vacation fund, and you might feel like you are doing something for yourself. Rule number 3, try to, if you can, and I know it's not everyone is in the opportunity or the situation to do this, but try to travel off peak. You get great deals off peak. And I get it. If you have kids and they're in school, you have no choice. When we still have a kid in school ourselves, we have to travel for the most part during peak times, right? And so, however, if you don't have kids, or if you're not locked down in the situation, or if your kids are homeschooled, and you can travel because they can bring the work with them, it might be worth it to you to try to like find off-peak deals and then go then. Okay, so rule number 4 is try to see if you can use points, not buy now, pay later. Try to move everything that you normally would have paid on your debit card, like all your normal expenses, your utilities bill, your cell phone bill, if you pay your car insurance with the debit card, whatever, all the money you put on your debit card, and instead switch that cash that you spend on your debit card, even groceries, to a credit card and use your checking account or debit card to pay that off, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up accruing so many more points so much faster. And then use the points on your credit card then to pay for vacations or to severely discount the vacations that you pay for. Most of the time with most airlines, you can use, if you don't have enough like travel points, because like you've spent money and gathered it on like your card for shopping, what you can do is you can use points plus cash, and the points will discount or bring the price of tickets down to like a lower amount. Like I'll give you an example. I was looking at tickets to go away somewhere, and I didn't have enough points for my membership with the airline to be able to take away the entire cost of the airplane ticket, but it brought it down to like $80 instead of like $400, right? So like I saved a bunch of money there. that's just a tip for you. Rule number 5, staycation isn't a loss. Now you can consider a staycation more than just staying at home, because how often, if you're working 40 hours a week plus, and you have family and other activities to do you actually get to stay at home? Maybe you even stay in your region. So instead of, if you live in the Northeast like I do, find a nice place where you can go and chill and stay, where people come from all around the world for vacation themselves, right? Find a place in the region of the US where you live where you can actually kind of vacation and take it easy. Rule number 6, the 1.22 gut check. That is, before you book, multiply the total trip cost by 1.22. Why? Because that is the actual cost if you charge it with a credit card plus APR, right? You can modify the 1.22 rule to be kind of like directly in line with whatever your credit card is charging. If your credit card right now is at 28% because they hiked up the interest rate, you would multiply it by 1.28. But the point is that you're already factoring in the cost of the vacation plus interest if you don't have the ability to pay it off before the statement ends, the statement cycle ends. So just be careful about that. Those 6 rules, I think, might help you out. Now, here's the takeaway after those 6 rules, which is that the vacation industry has gotten really good at marketing debt as self-care. But debt is not self-care when you need it to take care of an emergency. It just feels like a burden. So just be careful about what you spend your money on. Try to think ahead. Try to add the interest in all the costs if you can't actually pay it off before the statement ending period, and then work from that premise. All right. So this summer, take your trip, but take it on your terms. Make sure that you know everything going in. Make sure you know exactly how much you're spending. If you can't go away this summer, don't fret. Go off peak, go regional, do something else, right? Try to find a way to spend less money locally, use points, and please switch from using your debit card to your credit card and make sure that your debit card and checking account money pays off your credit card in full every single month. I'm Micah. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, because when you like it, it tells YouTube that you like this kind of content. It will show you more. You'll get more of me. And who wouldn't want more common sense in their life, right? Until next time, I'm Micah. I'll see you later.